Okay, this is our welcome back video. I didn't even know we were doing this.
Welcome to Elevated Sports. I'm Kyle Johnson.
I'm Billy Mock.
We're back, what we're going to call Season 2
Season
of Elevated
2 of
Sports, since the hiatus was so long.
The hiatus was longer than it was supposed to be. Both of us went through certain complications.
Yes.
And hardships.
It has not been an easy time.
It hasn't been easy. Sports recently came back. We're about a month into MLB and NBA.
Right.
So
I wanted to do a surprise topic.
Okay, surprise topic. Let's go.
Today, we're going to talk about amateur arm wrestling.
Why are we going to talk about that? We don't cover arm wrestling on this show.
Sometimes we cover arm wrestling.
We did have our segment where we did obscure sports.
We did. And one of us, maybe both, participated in some obscure sports over quarantine.
Yeah.
But only one of us participated in amateur arm wrestling. So,
was it you?
No.
Because it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Well, we have a paradox here.
So, Billy.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us all about this is our first episode. Welcome back to Elevated.
Okay, this is our welcome back video. I didn't even know we were doing this. Okay.
So let's talk about amateur arm wrestling.
There's not much to say. You guys know what arm wrestling is. But there actually is there is competitive arm wrestling. There's professional arm wrestling. And this is something I didn't realize until a while back. When I actually watched a reality TV show about arm wrestling, which was very entertaining. I don't know if I call it reality TV. It was like a drama. It was on AMC. It was called Game of Arms. I was like, this is really cool. And so yeah, it exists. And you can actually find a local arm wrestling tournament near you. Because there actually is there's a strong community for arm wrestling, especially in North America. So yeah, amateur arm wrestling is fun. Yeah. It's dangerous too, though.
Yeah,
it's very dangerous.
It's dangerous. How so?
You could break your arm doing it. So what happened to somebody I know is they broke their humerus bone. This bone right, this bone right here. Someone I knew who was an amateur arm wrestler broke their bone right here. And basically what happens is this arm's a little weak, so because I don't know, it's just a little weak. But when you're arm wrestling, you're trying to pull this way. So you're pulling your body this way, and the other guy is pulling your arm this way, so he could win. So what happens is you have this torque going on in your humerus bone, where this part of your body is pulling your bone this way, while your opponent's pulling it this way, and this bone could snap. And it happens sometimes.
Does it?
Yeah.
What kind of fracture would you say?
It's called a spiral fracture.
Okay.
So basically the bone is like if you I can't use my wrist very good.
Why not?
Because something happened to my arm. But it's basically as if you were taking the bone and were like twisting it in opposite directions.
Like a wishbone.
Kind of. So it's not like the bone went like this, like you snapped like this. It's like you twist it like
apart.
That. Yeah.
That's very aggressive.
So that could happen in arm wrestling. So there's a technique to doing it where that doesn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, did you say you participated in amateur arm wrestling?
I never said that.
You didn't? Okay. No.
I'm not saying I didn't do it though.
You're not saying you didn't, but you're not saying you did.
No, I'm not saying either. Because I don't want to lie to the people.
Well, there's an easy solution to not lying to the people, and that's just telling the truth.
All right, well, yeah, I broke my arm wrestling.
Tell us about that fateful day. What led up to that day?
It was me realizing arm wrestling was a thing and realizing it was cool, and the Facebook FBI, if you know how the internet works and how, like, if you go on the internet and, like, you watch a video or something and then you go on Facebook and every ad is about what you were watching. So I was watching arm wrestling videos on YouTube, And all of a sudden, I saw these events pop up on my Facebook feed for arm wrestling. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I looked into them. I'm like, I found an event that was particularly focused towards people who are trying to get into the sport. So I was like, maybe I'll just go. What the heck? Just do it. I haven't been doing anything with my life for a month except, not even watching sports or anything. Try something cool. So I went, and I suffered from a spiral humerus fracture.
Wow. Did you just completely bombed? You did terrible in the match? Or?
It wasn't that, and it wasn't that. It was, so I was actually winning the match. Most people don't believe me when I tell them that. I was actually winning the match. It was left-handed. I'm naturally right-handed, but in these tournaments you go both left-handed and right-handed. And I was told that I had good position too. They told me I was not in a position where people break their arms, but it just had to be something with too much pressure on the bone, too much torque, whatever, that it happened. So, yeah.
So you're stronger than you imagined.
I guess I am. I like to believe that, but so yeah, this arm, I had surgery on it. It's getting back to normal health eventually, and then maybe we'll see what we have left in the tank.
No.
I have a metal arm now. It's actually metal right in here. So
you're crazy.
So I can't break it again.
Well, I mean that's debatable. But wow, so amateur arm wrestling. I mean, I know that was one of our last videos together. We talked about like obscure sports,
yeah.
And then little did I know that you would actually go and get involved in one of those obscure sports.
It's actually I don't know if it's going to be considered obscure anymore, because actually, just from what I've watched and seen, is that arm wrestling is actually really growing right now around the world, and it's been a thing since about the 60s or 70s, but right now it's starting to get to like an international level, and they actually have, like, if you go on Bleacher Report, they have the World Arm Wrestling League on there and everything like that. So it's actually growing.
So, did you put arm wrestling on the map with your break? Your break was like, whoa, arm wrestling.
Well, I wasn't the first person for that to happen, too.
No.
But if you go on YouTube and just look up arm wrestling, arm breaks, you'll find a lot of videos, and you'll see what happened to me.
Now, is there a video of you?
There is not. Unfortunately, there is not. I was actually going to ask someone if they could video the match, but then I was like, whatever. And then no one videoed it.
Wow.
Someone may have been videoing for the other guy, but I didn't reach out to the other guy to find out if he had it, because I didn't know him.
Do you know his name? We can like use the power of elevated sports to like go find him.
I don't know his name.
Hey, amateur arm wrestlers all around the world, if you know the man that hurt his arm, reach out to him. See if he has video of that fateful match. And then send it over to us.
Yeah.
We would be happy to see it, right? Would you like to see that?
I would actually like to see it, because it plays back in my memory very often, and I can remember every detail very vividly. But to watch it again would actually be pretty fun. Not for the squeamish though. Not for those that have a weak stomach.
Well, there you have it. That's just like I think that's an entire recap of what has happened over quarantine, sports related for us.
Yeah, for sure.
We haven't played any basketball. Haven't played any. Well, you took a couple swings with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Haven't played any football. I've played a little bit of tennis, but right there, amateur arm wrestling is the entirety of quarantine. The entirety of 2020 is wrapped up in amateur arm wrestling. Pain and suffering and just unfortunate events.
Very unfortunate.
So yeah, I mean, if you like this video, let us know.
Yep, like the video, subscribe, comment. Check us out. We're glad to be back for season 2 of Elevated Sports. We're here to cover everything, all the way to our amateur arm wrestling.
Yeah.
So yeah, check us out. Like the video, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Welcome to Elevated Sports. How did we do this? It's been a while, please.
It has been a while.